Hello.
What's up, Paul?
What up, G?
Uh, just doing a damn thing. I wanted to go over some shit before we got live, but guess that's not gonna happen.
You the only one on?
Conman's here, but he's muted.
Yeah, I'm trying to go through this list of top point getters, but
Uh-oh, Sunshine's typing. Sunshine's coming.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He just wanted to worry you a little, Mike. He wanted you to go gray.
Wanted me to sweat. I'm already gray, bro. Come on.
I just didn't want to assume that I was remembering correctly.
No, I am very gray. It's cool. All right. So, Paul, while you're here, Conman, you can listen to. I want to go over first things is standings. Yeah, you cool with that? Are you there, Paul? Am I talking to myself again?
Oh, sorry, I muted myself.
Okay. I want to go over the standings first thing.
Okay.
And then we'll slide into the power rankings after that. Who's hot, who's not, shit like that. I have it up here on my screen already. I had it up here on my screen already. Where did it go? Oh, I must have fucking backed out of it. Whatever. Let me pull it back up. Oh no, I had to have it on here.
Do we have a charger for this?
Yeah, it's in my back pocket, bro.
Charger for the computer.
I love when I try to access the site and have me pushed. It fucking slows me down. Okay, we are currently pushed. As soon as Sunshine gets in here, we'll go live. Anyway, I'm going to go over standings, power rankings, and then we'll get into pause segment, Con's crease, Sunshine's hot take, in the box with Mike Naughty, and then the All-Star selection show.
Sounds good.
All right.
What was it again? It was standings, power rankings, pause segment, my segment,
Sunshine segment, and then my segment, and then All Stars. Welcome to the show, Sunshine.
Yo.
Yeah, just like that. All right. So that's how the show's gonna go tonight. Everybody cool with that?
We're live, by the way, Mike.
We are live. I'm offline. My streaming is offline. So
they can hear our voices.
Oh, awesome.
Elite.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the show with Mike Naughty, Sunshine, and Paw Diddy. Special guest MD Conman, Eastbound and Chell. You boys ready? If we can get these bugs out of the way.
We are ready.
Man, this show might be worse than Paw's fucking week there.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that'd be horrible. I don't know how they're gonna do that.
It couldn't be worse than my week. I guarantee you that.
Well, I wasn't trying to jab the knife any deeper.
Oh, bro, stick it all the way in, twist it.
Trust me, my week was just as worse as your week.
Just as worse. That's good English. I like that one.
Shout out, they didn't win a game.
Yeah, my line did not win a game. You are correct.
My team did not win a game.
His team. Yeah.
My team got 2. I guess we're a little bit better.
And one of those was against me.
3.
One of those was against me.
I don't know. Maybe I can't count.
Big 3 and 6.
Yeah.
But anyway, boys, we are in it. Week 6, midway point of the season, right? Yeah, maybe.
Oh yeah. Well, kind of. Just over halfway.
Just over halfway. All right. So we're going to start the show off today by going over the standings. And we're going to start with the Eastern Atlantic. I'm going to run this off. I'll let Paw take care of the Eastern North, and then we'll let Sunshine dig into the West. How about that, boys? Starting out with the Eastern Atlantic, Charlotte Checkers jump over the Hershey Bears with a big week. They got 74 points, 145 goals for, and only 72 against. These boys are killing it. 36-7. Hershey Bears 32-11 with a plus 61 goal differential. Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins coming in third with 56 points. Providence Bruins taking fourth with 54 points in the last playoff spot at the moment. Bond, quiet please. The Lehigh Valley Phantoms at 52. Hartford Wolfpack at 47. Bridgeport Sound Tigers, I don't know how, but we're not in last place, 36. And the Springfield Thunderbirds with 27. So there you have the Eastern Atlantic. Charlotte Checkers, Hershey Bears still fighting it out tooth and nail. Charlotte Checkers got a nice little 8-point lead on you boys now, Paw. But you guys still look secure there in a playoff spot at the moment.
Yeah, they're rolling pretty good. So.
Followed by the Penguins and the Bruins. Lehigh Valley Phantoms are not far behind the Pens, so look out for those boys. And anybody got anything on the Eastern Atlantic? I'm sure Paw does.
No, those 3 teams will be fighting it out for that last spot between Penguins, or the last 2 spots. So the Penguins, Bruins, and Phantoms. Wolfpack have turned it around, man. It looks like they're slowly catching up. They still have a shot.
They leapfrog us. It's not hard to do when you don't win a game all week, but
yeah. So I mean, it could be a 4-team battle. Wolfpack keep playing this way. It could be definitely a 4-team battle.
What's your take on the Eastern Atlantic, Sunshine?
I'm still trying to figure out how you lose 9 straight games and still have a 9-point lead over the guy behind you. I'm still a little baffled.
Thands, buddy. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just taking it in here,
bro. No, just put my face on the curb and push my head down into it. Why don't you? Anyway,
go for the record of most losses in a row. I don't know what to say.
Moving on to the Eastern North with Paw Diddy.
Well, you got the Comets sitting on top of the division there with 69 points on a 5-game win streak. The Rockets right behind them. They didn't lose any ground. They're on a 5-game win streak right there. And you got the Crunch followed behind them, 1 point back. So that's looking like a tight division. And then here we go, 22 points back. I don't know. Not allowed to do math on air here. But you got the Monsters, Senators, Devils, and Americans. And looks like a 3-team race right there for the top spot. But then the 4th spot's going to be followed by 2 teams maybe. 3 teams, so it looks like the Devils are there too.
I'm just going to point out that the Americans are 13 points out of a playoff spot at the moment.
They're dead. They're done.
They're no longer a team. There's gonna be. I feel like there's gonna be a few managers that are gonna end up on the no management list after this season. Just gonna throw it out there.
I'm pretty impressed with the Belleville Senators, though. They looked like they were dead in the water earlier in the season, and they're still treading water, huh?
Well, you got to say more of the Devils. I thought the Senators were up there, but I think it was more of the Devils down there. Because I remember the Devils down there with the Marlies.
Oh, you are correct. Yeah, Marlies. News out of Marlies. Their ex-CHL management is no longer a part of the team, huh?
Yeah.
Big oof stuff.
So that's hot news out of the Eastern North. Syracuse Crunch losing ground, but still up there. Comets and Rockets. Comets look really good, really good.
Yeah, I want to give a quick shout out to my boys in Cleveland. I picked them on my hot take and took a little bit of flack, but hey, he's in 4th place right now, eh?
Yeah, they did well this week. Still a minus 51 in the goal differential though.
Yeah, that don't look pretty, but
Hey, in that division, it doesn't have to look pretty. You just got to make it.
yeah. I mean,
Hey, goal differential doesn't get you in the playoffs. It's points, right?
yeah. Just look at my division. Holy,
Yeah,
3 out of 4 playoff spots we're negative.
Speaking of which, well, we're gonna roll into the Western Central with Sunshine.
Oh, that's not my division for sure. Yeah, so we got Manitoba still in the top spot here. 30 wins, 65 points. Texas bringing up 2nd place here, 28 and 14. Chicago Wolves coming off a pretty strong week. They're only 1 point behind Texas here. The Rampage kind of coming off of a down week for them, sitting at 57 points. Somehow, Rockford, after losing 11 straight games, still in 5th place. Over top the Griffins here. John Kennedy having a season to forget for sure. Iowa Wild coming in at 36 points, and Milwaukee at 31. Milwaukee shot out for winning the game finally. But this division, after you get out of the top 4, big yikes stuff. Like, holy.
Yeah, it's a big drop off from 4 to 5. That is for sure.
Yeah. 11 straight losses. Come on, guys. You're better than that. We had Bobby on here a few weeks ago. Come on, man.
Yeah, you know Bobby's losing his Yeah.
Yeah. He's probably lost like 5 years off his life this week.
The man's gray, doesn't even know it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm really impressed with the way the Wolves have played. Shout out to you guys. If I'm not mistaken, they got one of the points leaders in the West, if I'm not mistaken. But they look really good, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a big jumping over San Antonio there. I mean, I would much rather play Texas in the first round than Manitoba, if I'm being honest with you. Granted, we're a few weeks out, so maybe I'm jumping the gun a little bit there.
Yeah, a little premature. Moving on to the Western Pacific, your number 1 spot goes to the San Jose Barracuda, which is no surprise with 61 points. They had a decent week. San Diego Gulls coming in 2nd with 50 points. A subpar week. Stockton Heat with 49 points. They keep sliding. I don't know why. Tucson Roadrunners making a move up to the 4th spot with 47 points. Really good week for them boys. Bakersfield Condors in 5th place, just behind them with 47 points. Ontario Reign filling the 6th spot, and Colorado Eagles with the 7th spot. I'll be that Colorado Eagles looked a lot better this week than they have been. So shout out to Pikachu guy for pointing that out prior to it happening in the forums.
Yeah, Eagles. They beat my 3rd line. I'm still a little salted about it.
Bro, they're a sleeper right now. I don't know if they have enough time to get it done, but you know.
Well, the thing is, man, like between 2nd place and 5th place is only 3 points. Like a lot of teams can kind of slide out and fall through here. And
Absolutely. But from 7th to 4th is what is that? That's only 8 points. Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
And I mean, you got a lot of teams like Gulls negative 36, Stockton negative 11. My boys are negative 27 goal differential. So
really
it's
tight.
definitely a wide open division. So
really tight. So those are your standings for the end of week 6. We're gonna move into the power rankings next. Sorry, excuse me.
Hey, a quick shout out. You will not see me on the Who's Not list this week. I'm so happy.
Hey, you might see me. I don't know.
Uh-oh. Yeah, hey.
So I'm going to let Pod Diddy take the forwards for Who's Hot this week.
Forwards for this hot. Brian, or Braxton, or I don't even know how you want to say that. I'm not good with pronunciation, but he's taking the top spot there. Braden. Yeah, that's what it is, Braden. Great guy, taking the top spot right there. 15 points on a 3-0 week, a +7. Ooh, I think you'd like to see a little bit more plus minus, but maybe let some goals in there. Then you got the Goofy Indian who beat my team on that West line there. And you got Big Daddy Aino 69, the 3-0 week right there.
And Sabu Rise Again getting the other award because Goofy Indian didn't play 3 games.
Okay.
So Sabu getting with 15 points, 7 goals, +8. Goofy Indian, if I'm not mistaken, was a drop down from the NHL coming into the Phantoms.
Yeah, I think he went back up too, didn't he?
I'd have to check on it, but it's a good thing.
Yeah.
And gonna give a little bit of love to the Falcon and Shaggy. Both those boys doing pretty well. 3-0. Falcon with 14 points. Shaggy with 11 points. Shaggy showing some of the stuff that he used to do. He hasn't been doing lately, but he did it this week.
Let me get a shout out with the highest point getter this week. Bull there with 17 points.
I feel like he's going to end up on your scrub hunt report, but it's all right. It's all good.
So that's who's hot for forwards. Sunshine, you got anything to chime in there, buddy, with those guys?
Not in the who's hot, but in the who's not.
Oh, here we go. Who's not with Sunshine? Let's go, buddy.
There's a certain forward here that I gotta just chuck out there. My man Paul. Why on earth did you west yourself against King Line? What were you thinking
there he
is.
Is.
Oh, we wested myself twice.
Yeah, I know. I'm just sitting here like, man, like I get you're the GM, so you're gonna take the L for the team, but man, that's rough. That's a real rough one.
Yeah, I mean, it was just bad. Me and the right wing had the best connections on it, and we had West. We're the only West players on there, so we figured we'd try to take our best shot, and we're third line right now, so why not third line?
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, it's always tough. I mean, I'm not big on the West lines this season, but if it's gonna win games, I can't argue with it.
Yeah, the defense. I'm not gonna make excuses. The defense couldn't move, and they capitalized on it. So
yeah,
like they have all year.
When you play West lines, you got to keep it simple. And coming into it was my first line. I mean, those first games we played together as a line, new line. So
yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm more excited for when they hit the playoffs and they won't be able to just pick their connection here.
Yeah, I mean, they move the puck still. I'd like to see how they do it on East, but still,
probably not very well. Just throw it out there. If they did it well, they wouldn't be playing only home games, right?
Truth.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give them props. He beat me down. I think we're going. They mostly in the third period, but.
Well, I got some news. The Checkers were able to handle that Bruins West line on their connection. FYI, Paul Diddy.
Oh, I know. I saw it.
Yeah.
Apparently, I hear they only show up for Monday and Tuesday, and the rest of the weeks they get drunk or something. I
don't know. But
lucky.
But Skyer and company were able to put a thumping on them. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, you just got to keep it simple against them.
Yeah.
We weren't able to do that.
So we're going to move on to who's hot for defense, and I'm going to take this one with top spot Brian Adores Liz, 3-0 this week, 6 points plus 7. Coming in second, Kurt, 88. He was 3-0 with 7 points plus 12. And then Wet Like Cal Lowry coming in at third with 3-0 plus 12. So kudos to you boys for taking the top spots this week in defense. I'm going to give a shout out to Senators fan for making a list too. You went 3-0. You only had 4 points and you were plus 12. You know, nothing major.
I mean, I'll take plus 12 any day. I mean,
that's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah. No big deal, like you're saying. Now Laval with 4 defensemen on the list. Like, I mean,
yeah,
they seem pretty good.
You know, Checkers got some guys on the list too. The D and Skoden. The Rockets got 2 guys on, Senator and KC. You know, tops teams taking a spot. Rockets have 4 guys. Sorry.
Yeah, Rockets have 4. I was gonna say.
I forgot the top 2 guys. My bad. But let's take a look at who's not with Sunshine, if you don't mind, buddy.
There's actually some big names. I was really surprised to see Eggman having a great season. Ends up on the not top. Matador's Dana, obviously.
Man, I should not have mentioned your name last week, Matador's Dana.
Kiss of death, this guy is.
I swear to God, I mentioned you last week, and this week you let me down by coming on the Who's Not list. What's going on, bro?
Yeah, he played with my line twice, so that's why.
But we got to give some sympathy to him. He's had a really good season so far this week. He just had a rough one, -8 on the week. But I'm sure he'll bounce back and make a name for himself otherwise.
Absolutely. I mean, I'd rather have a bad week in week 6 than week 1 in the playoffs, right?
True that. Notables on this list: Como Toast. I'm surprised I'm not on this list, to be honest with you.
You didn't have enough penalty minutes, man. You gotta take more PIMs.
Oh, bro, my PIMs have been down recently.
I know.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
On a list.
I don't know what's wrong with me. I haven't been in the box. I don't know what's really going on.
Dude, press R1. Don't be scared.
But Paul was nice to mention to me this week that I lead the league in turnovers for left defensemen. So thanks, Paul.
Hey, I was definitely surprised. I didn't expect that, but hey, man, I guess I expect too much out of you.
No, thanks, buddy. So we're going to move on from that. I'm just going to try to erase that from my memory, and we're going to move on to who's hot for goalies. So your award winners this week are Crawling Bacon coming in 6-0 with 87.7 save percentage and a 1.31 goal against average. March 79 from the Texas Stars 4-0 with a 1.46 goals against and an 86 save percentage. And Wazarino from the Checkers just a brand new coming in getting 6-0 with a 1.81 and 81.4 after Jason got called up to the Hurricanes. So those are your top 3 goalies of the week. I know there's 2 guys above those. You can see them just as I can, but they didn't play enough games to get a mention. So there you have it. Mallyman's still on this list, though. Just a heads up.
Oh, yeah, he's out here carrying big backpack stuff.
I think it's more of his defense.
Oh. He said,
no offense.
He did post a 2.16 with an 80.7 save percentage. 80.7 was the lowest on the list, FYI.
I mean, looking at it, he faced 46 shots in 5 games, so like less than
10 per game.
Just over 9.
Yeah, I still like to see it around 82, 83 though.
I would say contrast to my boy Soupy at 3 games in 42. Not a big deal.
So on the who's not for goalies, same names I see on here consistently. Kobe Ripple, Dream Team. Surprisingly, Hillier's on this list, but he only played 2 games. So yeah, but from the Senators playing 4 games was New OK Sid, I guess is his name. His save percentage was a paltry 67.3. So you got to do better than that, bro. You got to save some goals from going in the net, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, there you have goalies. Contract stud and duds. Stupid.
Blah, blah.
Stupid.
You want to slide down to the team rankings?
I'm going down, brother. I wanted to talk. I want to talk about thugs though, real quick, if we don't mind.
Oh, absolutely, dude.
Because thugs. So your top thug this week is Kay Grilly from the Rampage. I don't trust the numbers, but you are top thug. Notable on this list is Distracted, and we'll get more into him later. So we're going to go into team rankings. Paul Diddy, you want to start us out, buddy?
Sure.
that was a lot of hesitation right there.
Yeah, man, you got the Checkers 7.
Surprise, surprise.
They don't count the forfeit games in here. I just realized, just to let you know. That's why some teams will have less games played.
You got 2. Maybe that's how they got the 2 extra points as forfeits. Not that like they wouldn't have won, but those forfeits would.
I think they got a forfeit win and a forfeit loss. I could be wrong though.
Yeah, as opposed to last year when they would count the forfeits against the players who were scheduled to play. I noticed this season, LG doesn't do that, which I'm grateful for, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Well, you got the Checkers 7-0 at the top there. 2 forfeit wins. You got the Stars up there 8-1. I know one of their wins was beating their rivals, the Rampage there.
Yeah, did you look at their PK percentage? 91.7. 91.7. That's insane on a PK.
Yo, Mike, if you like that, check out number 14.
14.
Sunshine, stop promoting your team.
Hey,
I'm excited.
Sorry.
Leave me alone.
The Moose right down there below him had a 92 too. So right below that, you had the Rockets with a 7-2 week. Kudo was 7-1-1 there. Moose 7-2. Crunch 6-2. And the Condors 6-3. Let's see what any notable there with you gotta see some of these power play percentages.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Penguins and the Devils right now. Penguins are 43.8 power play percentage.
Ooh.
The Devils with a 42.9. That's that's insane. They're scoring almost 50% of their power plays. Don't take penalties against these guys.
Yeah, Phantoms were 35% power play, but 75 cents on penalty kill. So
a lot of low penalty kills this week. Well, I guess it makes sense if you got a lot of high PPs.
But they were plus 60 on the week, so I mean, you see that down there. They were 6-2-1 with a plus 60, but only 8.
Yep. You look at my team. We had 10% on the power play. The Iowa Wild have 10%. The Stockton Heat have 5.6% on the power play. The Marlies have 6.7%. That's crazy, crazy, boys. You got to start taking advantage of those opportunities.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So rounding out your top 10, the Crunch, Condors, Phantoms, Comets, and Wolves. I'm not surprised to see the Wolves on there. To be honest with you, they are my sleeper team as of right now. So I'm just saying.
No, I totally agree.
Fight me, bro.
Real well.
Fight me, bro. I guarantee you.
I mean,
Wolves are coming out of.
If you'd like, bud.
Wolves are coming out of the West.
The Wolves are coming out of the West.
You heard it here. You heard it here.
Mike, have you been drinking again?
I have.
Cool.
Okay, I do hot takes, but that is the hottest take I think I've ever heard of in my life.
not saying they can't. I mean, they beat up on each other, I guess.
Look, if we get down to the end of the season, the Wolves are in it. You all owe me a beer. I'm telling you right now.
Dude, I'll forget a beer, dude. I'll buy you like a jersey of your choice or something if they come out of the West.
Oh, I want a Kessel, Arizona jersey.
Well, there you go. You'll get a Kessel, Arizona. Yeah. We'll send it in the care package to you
with some hot dogs if you don't mind.
Hot dogs?
What? You want a beer, a jersey?
No. You guys don't know about Kessel and hot dogs? Are you serious? Do you guys even watch hockey?
Yes. But why do you want hot dogs?
We might as well just buy him tickets to go to a game so he can have a jersey.
Right.
Yeah. No. Never mind. I digress. Somebody out there in the chat help me out and explain to these boys what the hot dogs is about. Jeez, oh man. I digress. No. Phil Kessel in Toronto, hot dogs. It's a long story.
Oh yeah. Okay.
A long story.
I heard about that in Pittsburgh. I didn't hear about it in Toronto.
It started in Toronto, but I digress. Okay. I digress. Leave me alone.
Sounds like Phil Kessel is his hero. Let's not make fun of him too much.
He is not, but it's okay.
It sounds like it is, but all right.
Yes, thank you, Crawling Bacon, for remembering the hot dogs in the cup. All right. So, do we have any more takes on these team rankings? Sunshine, we'll go to you, buddy. What's your quick opinion on that?
I just think it's definitely the playoff battles in pretty much every division for the last maybe 1 or 2 spots is definitely starting to ramp up. There's really not a division where there's not, at least one playoff spot here up for grabs. So it's definitely getting exciting here with a few weeks left, 2 games left. And,
yeah, we'll go back and look at that. It's getting real tight around the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th spot in almost every division.
Yep. I mean, there's only one division where it's not there in the Western Central. So, I mean, other than that, it's pretty exciting. Out of the Eastern North, you could really potentially see up to 4 teams fighting for that.
It's a big difference from last season where you had a distinct top team in the West, and then everybody else was fighting for the scraps. So that's a breath of fresh air for me.
Absolutely, it makes it fun to watch what happens week in and week out.
Best division again, still.
Eastern Atlantic. Eastern Atlantic is still the best division.
I was there last year. I'm not happy with how my boys are doing, but my records in Springfield are safe at least. Ain't no one breaking them out there.
So now that we're finished with all that, we're going to get into a new segment on the show. I hope everybody's excited for it, which is going to be Scrub Hunting with Pa Diddy.
Ooh, I love scrub hunting. Boy, I can't wait for this week.
Do you love scrub hunting, dude? I saw your record this week.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, sometimes a scrub hunter gets scrub hunted. Okay.
So
it'd be like that.
So I want to ask you, Pa, who is your top scrub hunter of the week?
Top scrub hunter. It's down to 2 people. I'm gonna give it to Bull, just because he had the most points. He played. Let's see, pull him up real quick. I had him up. He did play the Pittsburgh Penguins and some monsters, I believe. Pull him up real quick. It was either him or Shaggy. Shaggy played 2 bottom half teams here, but I think I'm going to give it to Bull. He played the Pittsburgh Penguins, 3rd place in our division. Okay, they're respectable. The Monsters right there, and then played the Sound Tigers.
Plays the 3rd line there for the Pens, puts up 11 points. Hello?
Yeah. I mean, he can't choose which line, but either of the lines, scrub hunting the Penguins is fun.
Yeah. I mean, shout out their goalie for having just 26 shots against, 13 goals. I'm sure you'd like to have that one back.
He did play our team this week, and he only had 2 points. But then he has 11 points against the Penguins.
Yeah, go figure. But no, I don't know. I think of both of them. Him and Shaggy. Shaggy played the Griffins twice and played the Admirals, I believe.
Oh, that's a scrubby schedule.
Oh, see that? Shaggy set me up for failure. I gave him kudos.
Oh,
and here he's out here scrub hunting.
Kiss
Yeah.
of death.
Yeah, see, that's. I think they're tied for it. I'd probably give the edge to Shaggy just because the teams he played, but for the Lions he played, I'd give it to Bull. But Shaggy was the schedule scrub hunter of the week. We'll give him that. Signing up for the Griffins and Admirals.
Yeah, that one's a bit rough.
A bit. That's
So
good, man.
so I got a little add on that for there. I wanna talk about. Oh, he won't pull up on my thing. Why won't he pull up on there? I got a defenseman who's been scrub hunting. If you guys don't mind.
Ooh, what's his name?
I love defense.
Brian adores Dana. I'm trying to pull up his stats right now and it won't let me. For some
Brian
reason.
adores Dana.
Whoa,
You mean Brian adore Liz?
Or Brian adores Liz. So I'm sorry, it's Matt adores Dana. They're brother and brothers, whatever.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Woo!
He beat the Rampage. Shut him down, man.
Yeah, but
I'll just throw it out there. My team beat the Rampage. I don't think it's anything special this week.
So here, let me pull him up here. Hold on. He played the Admirals, the Eagles, and the Rampage. So I don't know. The Admirals and Eagles, last place teams, yeah.
Yeah, and then Rampage.
Rampage had an
week.
off week. So he had a +3 against the Admirals, +3 against the Eagles, and a +1 against the Rampage. He did have 2 points in every game, though. I give him credit for that. But to me, that's scrub hunting for a defenseman.
Fair enough.
Fair enough there.
All right. Now that we got that out of the way, we're going to go to our next segment, which is Con's Crease.
Hey there, guys.
So we'd love to talk to you, Con, about goalies, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I can talk goalies. First thing I just want to say right off the bat, hats off. I'm handing off the reins of most shots against the headhunter over in Tucson now that I got called up. So enjoy that title greatly, man. It's not a fun one.
Yeah, he's got a few wins, though. It's the fun part, at least. He doesn't play for Ontario. So should have sprinkled that knowledge in there on you.
Headhunter is rocking the winning record, and he has 2 shutouts, unlike me, who gets none ever because I suck.
Well, that and if you let 1 goal in, you're probably going to lose. Just throwing it out there.
Big things, I always like to point out, I do a minimum games required when I'm looking at goalies. That said, I would like to remind you guys it was week 5, not week 6. You've been saying all night.
Oh, jeez, oh man, another one. Here we go. All right,
I'm just getting chirped by a goalie. What's the world come to?
Are they even people? Are they
not anymore? I
like to think we are, but
Psych.
I think they're bots, man. I don't know what they do back there. I played that in a scrimmage game, and I don't even know what I was doing. I was bored.
So typically speaking, I usually require 4 games per week. It tends to average out pretty nicely over the course of the season, that even if you didn't start the entire season, or even if you didn't play in the entire league the entire season, if you are truly a good goalie or a starter by the end of the season, it pans out. Case in point, a guy I had to give a special nod to in my article last week because he didn't have enough games yet. Party of 1 is officially over that threshold with San Antonio now. Guy is just killing it. 16-5, 88.2 save percentage, 1.6 goals against, 4 shutouts. Him and Glax, man, those two blow my mind this season for guys I did not know were going to be this good. Follows right up with Crawling Bacon, Seth's Dragon Seth, Jack's Dogs. Like these, if you don't know these names by now in net, I don't know what you've been paying attention to, which would probably be not goalies, which would probably be most of the league.
What's a goalie?
Yeah.
No, I agree. I don't agree with that. Glax was a surprise, but I do agree. Party of 1 might have been a little bit of a surprise. I'll give you that comment.
Yeah, fair enough. I know I didn't know who Glax was before the season, but now I do.
How do you? I got a question for you. How do you feel about the Checkers with their goaltending situation? With Jason X being called up, and what is his? I can't remember his name now. Jeez, oh man.
Yeah, I've got my game filter on, but.
Look,
big thing I'll say with Checkers goalies is they're not asked to do a whole lot. I'm not knocking them for doing what they have to do to then put up some insane numbers. There are guys who don't get asked to do a whole lot and still only rock like an 80 save percentage. These guys are still doing their jobs, but man, I would like to play goalie on some of those teams. I can't lie.
Where are your worksheets?
I keep my worksheets in the filing cabinet. But,
I'm glad you said something to that. Holy, yo, can I get a shout out? What do you think about my boy Indrit there? Indrit 81, off to a great season here, 16-9. Gets 13 dropped on him by Laval there. What's going on? Just a bad day or what happened?
man, I gotta assume it's just a bad matchup, bad game. Sometimes that EA momentum starts going, but man, any goalie can fall apart. Like, they really can. It's why I'm pretty adamant that even the best goalies, it's the consistency, not necessarily just the overall skill level, and why there's a cap of how much you should spend on a goalie in a league. Unless it's like one of those top like 3 guys in a league, there's just really no point spending more than like $1 million on them. It could just fall apart at any moment if they just something falls off in their game, especially if they're not good at correcting their own game or learning from their mistakes. Goalies can just fall apart so fast.
Man, you say that as I'm spending like $4 million on goalies.
Oh, I know. I know.
Hey, Paul, what'd you spend on goalies this season?
Let's see, I've spent $750 on Jack and $500 on Weather.
So 1.5 on total goalies.
Yeah, no,
That's
1.25.
1.25.
That's
Sorry.
a good number to be spending on goalies and to have the results you're having. That's
Who does math, by the way?
I try not to do math, but I knew it earlier because I didn't want to spend too much. So.
I mean, to be fair, my owner dropped $7.5 million on an active player for me. So
if I hear about this
space.
again, I swear to goodness.
Quick shout out on the other end of the spectrum. I don't like to beat up on people too much, but Mooner. I just gotta say,
bro, he's on another bad team. He was on the
it
Stars
wasn't
last
football,
season. He's on the Thunderbird this season. Springfield this season. I mean,
388 shots against, 75.8 save percentage.
Who has that kind of luck? Who has that kind of luck?
Well, that's just the thing. You start wondering if it is a luck thing or if maybe he's one of the contributing factors to why the team is on his.
Maybe he's just shell shocked, man. If you start getting your butt kicked over again, you're
I get it definitely. But
you see that many shots. I mean,
but he's faced 388 in 24 games. In 24 games, Corbs in Milwaukee has seen 423 with, I would call, much better numbers with more shots.
Depends on what these shots are, though. Are they like high leverage? I was like.
Yeah, and to a degree that comes down to the defense. But if he's not cutting off those easy shots, like, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, I understand playing goalie. There's a lot that goes into it. 1Ts, all this stuff, but you're only 75% saves and almost a 4 GAA. Like, that's just not good enough for a guy getting 2.5. I think he gets something like that, 2.2 maybe. Just not
I think he's my case in point. No matter how much you might like a guy, there's just too many other factors that go into it to bother spending money on a goalie.
Absolutely.
So
hey, let teams keep doing it. If they want to be dumb, let them go.
So I got this for you, Con Man. Better tandem: Miss Rogue and Sesh Dragon, or Ghost and Crawling Bacon?
Ooh. Man, it's tough. I'm gonna say Ghost and Crawling Bacon, but it's real up there.
Well, I think Crawling Bacon carries the load there, bro.
Man, Ghost is underrated, dude. Don't sleep on Ghost. I think it'll be interesting to see what happens. I think within that conversation, there's something to be said for the fact that I think Dragon is probably the best of those 4 goalies.
Having a phenomenal year.
Oh,
yeah.
By the way, in the chat, Brian adores Dana is really hating on me calling him a scrub. By the way, just FYI, boys.
But I do got to give the nod. Dragon's probably the best of those 4 goalies. Not to belittle Miss Rogue, because I'm in a couple Discords with her. We've played together. She's cool. She's awesome. She's very good. But I think Crawling Bacon and Ghost is probably still the slightly better tandem as a whole.
You guys heard it here first. All right. Well, thank you, MD Man, for that.
No problem, guys.
All right.
Thanks for talking about the non-human people.
Someone's got to pay attention to them.
Do they even count? For real?
No.
So, with that being said, Con is a washed version of Headhunter. That's what's in the chat right now, by the way, boys.
Who wrote that?
Headhunter wrote that. Don't you worry about it. We all know.
So, moving on, we're going to go into In the Box with Mike Noddy. So in this segment, we're going to talk about defensemen, who's hot, who's not, and who's your thugs. So we're going to start it out. Let me pull up the stats here, boys. We're going to start it out with who's hot for defensemen, and I'm going to pull up their stats as we speak. And there we go. Kurt tops my list for stats-wise, 13-1-1. He's got 23 points in 15 games, and he's a plus 24. He does have 13 penalty minutes and close to, 54 giveaways. Frotz IR, another beast out there. So those guys are my hots. Matador Dana was last week, so I hope the same thing doesn't happen to you two that happened to Matt this week. For giving you a shout out. So there's your guys who's hot. Any fault in those picks there, boys? No,
I'm good with them.
No, yeah, defense just like goalies don't matter, right?
No, I mean,
defense matters a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I just think more so you just pick 3 amazing defensemen. Like I ain't got nothing to say.
No, it's fine.
I don't want to play against them. Tell you that much.
So those are your top 2 defensemen for the week. As you can see, I am nowhere on this list, which is okay. I'm okay with that, especially the way I've played this season. Rico Suave is another name to be out there. I know Sunshine will like me mentioning him.
He's an absolute beast.
That's my boy Rico.
A guy that doesn't get enough credit is probably the D. He's 13-2. So a little shout out to you. Only 8 penalty minutes on the left side for the Checkers. So shout out to you boys. We're gonna go into the thugs.
Oh shit! Here we go again.
Rico, you make this list too. Unfortunately, 20 minutes with 16 games played. CM Deadly, one of my teammates with 30 minutes. Distracted takes my top of the cake here. 11 games played. He's got 32 penalty minutes. He's a minus 16. So these boys really like to either smack him or press the R1, taking a page out of Mike Naughty's book. So I got love for you. Just got to watch it out there. FYI, I make 12th on this list with 23 penalty minutes. So
start spamming R1. What are you doing?
I have something to say about this. Just saying.
Be better. Come on.
Hey, can we throw out the distracted record out there too? 1-9.
This is rolling into what I was saying earlier when we were going through the who's not list. I wanted to talk about distracted this week. A guy last season was one of the top, if not the top, defenseman in the league. He did play on a stacked Americans team, but he still was a force to be reckoned with. He's having a rough go at it this season. We all know he's better than that. So fucking step up, bro. Excuse my language. Get some dubs, huh? Any comments on that, boys?
Especially when you're the free contract, you gotta at least show something here.
At least be 500.
Yeah, at least be 500.
Yeah, I don't know if he's playing third line time or what's going on.
Do they have a first line in Rochester?
Oof. Oh.
I mean, he is playing some decent teams along the way. He played the Phantoms. He played Cleveland and then the Crunch.
Yeah, so I mean, he's playing some top teams out there.
But I wouldn't call the Phantoms the Monsters' top teams.
They're tough in the Atlantic, bro. Or not, the Phantoms are, not the Monsters. Excuse my French. But more is expected, so we got to see it.
Polar, absolutely.
Polar is out here. Polar out here chirping a lot. We see you, bro. Still, I don't care what your excuses are. He's got to be better.
Polar, you got to be better there too, buddy.
Oh, I am. I call myself out as well.
Polar.
Oh.
Not you.
Oh, I was going to say.
He said, I heard about you. I was ready for you with the dough.
Anyway, so there you have it, in the box with Mike Naughty. Now we're going to roll into the All-Star selections. So are you guys ready for All-Stars?
Sure.
Yeah? Everybody's ready?
Who doesn't love these All-Stars, man?
All right, so
I'll take them all on my team, and we'll call it a day.
You can lay down. All right, so here we go. with the LG All Stars for season 11. We're going to start out the format this season is going to be broken down by division. So we'll have an Eastern Atlantic, Eastern North, a Western Central team, and a Western Pacific team, with an all-star and an alternate for every team. And we also have a GM of each team. Those will be your coaches. Those are the guys who will run it for you. So that's how it's going to be. The format is going to be the Eastern teams play each other once, the Western teams play each other once, and the winners play for all the money, and also the losers are going to play a game against each other. So that way everybody gets a game. Yeah, everybody understood?
Yep.
I'm glad everybody's on board. So we're going to start off with the Eastern Atlantic. Your GM from the Eastern Atlantic is going to be Matt Habs, coming from the Hershey Bears, so you can quiet your little whatever pod eating. Trying to keep my language to the minimum here.
Let it fly, big man.
So Matt Habs is your GM. Your starting left winger is It's Not Boog, with his alternate being LG McDonald. Your starting center is Action Dave, with his alternate being Adam Ferry. Your starting right winger is Grammy Hands, with his backup being X Corvo 13. Your right D starting is It's Not Eeyore, with his alternate being Deloche. Your starting left D is Royal KC 85, with Matadors Dana as his alternate. And your starting goalie is Jack's Dog, with his alternate being X Killa 95. So that's your Eastern Atlantic team. You guys got anything to chime in there? King Lime, calm down, bro.
I just want to say in response to that, we didn't say, but no free contracts are going to be in the actual selections.
Yeah, so anybody who has a free contract, you were ineligible for All-Stars other than GM.
Yeah, so that's why please don't freak out on us if you don't appear on this list. Or freak out on us. I know you're going to anyways, but go cry in a corner, I guess. I don't know.
Can we put a hat on? Like a little cone?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So there are your all-stars from the Eastern Atlantic. Yes, Skyer, I see you that there were none from the Checkers. You guys, while collectively you are a great group, a lot of these guys individually had better seasons. So anybody has any questions, we will be posting in the forum the matrix used to pick them, so you can eat me.
It's also done by a formula too.
Yeah. So coming out of the Eastern North, your GM is X Dowdy X8. Starting at left wing is Itsy Days, with his alternate being Mercer QC. Starting center is Down South Killa, with his alternate being Marshall. Your starting right wing is Beaver Clops 27, with his alternate being McInnes 91. Your starting right D is Frotz IR, with his alternate being Senators Fan. Your starting left D is I must have spelled that wrong. We Sweat Like Kyle Lowry or whatever. I'll fix your name, bro. Sorry. Apologize for that.
Wet like Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, there it is. There we go. Let me we'll fix it later. And his alternate being Real Teal. Your starting goalie is Crawling Bacon, followed by Cess Dragon Cess. So that's your Eastern North All-Stars.
Big shout out to Utica. Didn't think they'd be this good. Just want to throw it out there.
Yeah, they are really good, as it shows.
Fantastic team.
Yes, King Lime, we see you have 70 points. You are free contract, so sit down.
Also, we're playing the All-Star game in New York. I don't know if you could survive the East connection.
True story.
I'm just giving you a hard time, buddy.
All right, moving on to the Western Central, your GM is going to be Ether MR. Your starting right winger is Primetime Fresh, with his alternate being Fucking Knights. Your starting center is Timmy Z, 7, and his backup being Venom. Your starting left winger is Bryden, if that's how you say it. I can't say it either, Paul. Don't feel bad.
I think it's just Braden, I think, is what we're going to go with.
And his backup being Philip Zidina, out of the Chicago. Right D is Zexodus, with his backup being Rantillion. And the left D being Leet Rixer, with his backup being Dion Kings. Starting goalie is Party of One, with his backup being Mike Hockey 8771. How you guys feel about Western Central? Looks like a tough team to play against.
Doesn't look as top as the East, but I mean, they got good goalies right there.
Yeah,
both sides of the West have great goalies.
True story. Moving on to the Western Pacific, your GM is Toffoli. Great job out there, bro, by the way. Your starting right winger is Sabu Rise again, with his alternate being Heinze 20. Your starting center is Soju Era, with his backup being Cox 2564. Your starting left winger is Jersey Devils 27, with his backup being Big Daddy Eno 69. Your starting right D is M Hogan 5, with his alternate being Grizz Nectar. Your starting lefty is Rico Suave, with his backup being Steve French 79. And your starting goalie is Glax, with his backup being Headhunter 9872. So there you have it, boys. These will be posted on the forum later. But those are your All-Stars.
You got to put some more emphasis on Rico.
Rico's a stud for real. He's got to take less pims, but he's a stud.
He took 2 majors this week. I'm like my man took 1 step, ended a man's life, and got 5 for it. It's like, all right.
Rico, he's a bully sometimes.
He's phenomenal. But I want to give a shout to our pick for the GMs, since Bon was asking. It's not the GM who's playing the best. It's more the GM who built the best team. That's how we try to put it in there.
Yeah, so I know there's going to be a lot of grief over this All-Star selections, as there is every season, just because you aren't picked. But these are the boys who made it, so let's give those guys some props instead of throwing all the hate out there. If you don't throw the hate, that's fine. Not much I can say about it.
They're drinking that haterade out there.
No, it's fine. Every season it is the same. These are the guys that were picked. I'm sorry if you didn't make the list. And girls. Yes, Teal. Sorry. Yeah. These are the guys and girls that were picked. So, let's give them some props and enjoy the game.
Yeah.
Some of these guys are worried about making the All-Star when you should be out.
Yeah, big facts. Shout out. I think we did have a typo with 2 people swapped in wrong divisions with Rantalian and Big Dadino. So we'll just swap them back. I think that was just a typo.
That might have been me drinking a little beer and trying to type this up at the same time.
It's all good. Things happen. They'll be fixed before we post it out here.
No problem. We never said we were the most technically advanced group here. We're just entertaining.
Or even the best.
No, we're just entertaining. Period.
We are the best, man. There's no other show.
Exactly.
Yeah, big facts.
True stories. So there you have the All-Stars, and the rest of the show is done. You boys have anything to add?
I'll let you go. You want to go first, Sunshine?
Oh man, I gotta do my hot take.
Did I skip your hot take? Here it is.
Holy cow!
Hold on.
Best for last. Back up.
Hold on. Here we go. And it's up. Sunshine's hot take, everybody.
There we go. All right, so I'm still rocking a pretty good record, but I'm gonna get a little risky for the biscuit here. I really like the Lehigh Valley Phantoms. They had a fantastic week. A little bit of a shake-up there. And my hot take is them hopping over Wilkes-Barre, over Providence, and they're going to end up here in 3rd place behind Hershey and try to push them for that number 2 spot.
Yeah, they had a really good week, and they are really tough to play against, regardless. They did stomp the Marlies 10-3. They lost a tough one to the Checkers 4-3. They lost another one to the Devils 3-0. And they lost to the Monsters 4-2, but they did beat the Bears 5-2. They beat the Providence Bruins 6-0.
The West line right there.
Yep. Well, that's why I like them. They got some tough games here next week with Manitoba, San Antonio, and one other team. But 2 of them are home games, so you get to West them. Iowa, I'm not too worried about for them. They play Rockford, Chicago, Grand Rapids, Milwaukee. Look like easier matchups. A tough game against Texas, so there's a real chance they go 7-2 here and really move up the standings.
Well, there you have it. I like Sunshine's hot take this week. I agree with it.
Hey.
For once.
Well, 1 out of 5. We'll take it. We'll take it in this game.
For once, I agree with Sunshine's hot take. The Lehigh Valley Phantoms moving up the standings. All right, now we'll take the time for Sunshine or Pod Diddy to add anything else.
Well, if you want to go first, Sunshine, you go. Or
it's all you, man. It's all you.
All right, man. I gotta give a shout out to King Lee for whipping my butt. I was talking some smack, and we went west, and we came back empty-handed and butts kicked.
Well,
to be fair, we did let up 15 goals this week on my line, so unacceptable. But he kicked our butt, so I'll give him a shout out to him.
All right. And Sunshine, what you got, buddy? I don't got anything to add to that. I feel bad for you, bro.
Yeah, I don't have anyone else to shout out, but I'll shout out my tendies. They played phenomenal this week. Big shout out though to whoever's taking over in Toronto. If you guys could actually finish out the year, big ups, because that's going to be a tough place to try to get players to play.
Yeah, no, I agree. Credit to whoever takes that team. And it's not necessary.
Sure, 20 and somebody else that I didn't catch the AGM, but
wait, is it up in here already?
Yeah,
we can take a quick look. See.
Let's go look at it.
Sure.
I don't know how you say it.
And Dusty Dangles. Yeah, I mean,
Sure's a CHL guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, I hope they figure it out.
Shearer 20, yeah.
He was in AHL this year.
7-7. My bad. And Dusty Dangles.
Yeah, I'm hoping they can come out and at least field a team that can be somewhat competitive. You hate to see guys on a team that are just getting stomped out and the management just quits on them. Like, come on, guys, what are we doing here?
Yeah, no, they deserve better. So hopefully they get a little more help from their management team and able to show some respectability in the standings.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna hop into something real quick before we get out of here. Some of the moves that were made. I know there hasn't been a whole lot of time prior to the show coming on, but I pulled up the moves that have been made so far, and there's some stuff that's been going on. Primarily, the Rockets dumping some of their stuff. It looks like Rockets are picking up some stuff from Admirals. Is that what it is? Deceive, Space Lear, Biologics, compensation for a trade that was made prior to that. Schmick 412. Yeah, any comments on that, boys?
Not so much on that, but you did bring my attention. The boy Polar, level ID AGM to regular. Is he getting traded? Is he out of there? What's going on?
I just pulled up trades. I didn't pull up that. Hold on. Let me see.
Yeah, I just clicked news and just saw it. Like, hello?
Conman's going up, or Conman already went up.
Yeah, Conman's been called up.
Yeah, rip Ontario. That team fell apart. Sick.
Yeah. Polar lost his AGM.
Well, you got to wonder, a bad team with a pretty good player at AGM, all of a sudden he's not AGM. Maybe he's going somewhere.
Never know. Trade deadline coming up. Somebody wants him.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know very many people that would say no to getting them. I mean,
no, it's just what the cost is.
Well,
I know we have a trade in the queue. I don't know if it's gone through yet though. We're waiting on the bog.
Yeah. I miss the old days where you just make a trade and it would just go straight through.
The Gulls have claimed Dabs will do off waivers. He got released. Where did he get released from? Lehigh?
Wilkes-Barre.
Yeah.
His availability was not too good, I heard.
Yeah. My AGM hit me up and said it's a trap, so I assume he can only play like 1 or 2 days.
Yeah, big Wolfpack trade legits to the Ice Hogs for MBVA. Ice Hogs seem to be making a lot of moves. Don't blame them after 11-game losing streak.
Yeah, big shakeup, but I mean, at the same time, I'm sure there are pieces there that are working that have a bad week, and it's always tough to roll everyone out. You know, especially this late in the season, you do need some chemistry with some of the guys here. So
yeah, we got a big trade coming in through the Bears here.
At the moment, right at the moment. Hold on, did it go through yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Can we get some salty details?
Salty details. We got Russian Phenomenon going.
Oh.
To the Wild.
Oh, you evil son of a bitch!
You just got him last week from us, didn't you?
Yeah. Who'd you get for him? Or actually, before you say that, are we allowed to talk about this, or is this technically?
No, it's accepted. It's going through. We're waiting on a bog.
Okay, yeah, okay. I just want to make sure we weren't going to get you in trouble.
No, it shouldn't be. We're waiting on a bog to push it through here.
Nice.
All right.
And we got Flyers Fan Fury coming to the Bears.
Oh.
Man, so how much did you pay Peace to make that deal? I just want to know for my next negotiation how much money I should bring to the table. Hello?
No, I got to thank my NHL owner for throwing out a pick there for us and helping us out. So it was an NHL deal, bringing it in for us. So
it must be nice, man. Lucky son of a bitch.
Imagine Brian adores Dana to the Bears. Imagine.
Oh, we don't have cap for him now. We'd have to drop some cap.
He's just talking in the chat. I'm just giving him some grief.
Hey Paul, just a shout out. We got cap space in Tucson. Not a big deal.
Well, who am I? Yeah, I mean, that's with Brian 3.25.
Yeah.
We're at 25 million now. Officially at 25
right
million.
on it.
We had 6 million for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Not anymore. You don't.
Not anymore, man. We spent it. We went big.
Well, there you have it. The happenings of what's going on. The All Stars are out. We'll be posting to the forums later, so everybody can, give me all the grief they want. And there's our show for tonight. Thank everybody for coming out. Thank Paw Diddy, Con Man, Sunshine for being a part of the show.
Thanks for having us.
All right. Well, and we will see you next week with the Haps and what's going on, right?
Yeah.
A little trade deadline show next week, yeah.
Ooh, trade deadline show.
Ooh.
Yo, should we have a trade deadline show on? Should we make that a Sunday so we can react to all the trades happening as the deadline gets close?
I think that's a good idea.
We can do that. We can do that. We definitely can do that. Absolutely. So stay tuned. The show might be on Sunday next week, or we might do 2 shows. I don't know. Depends how froggy we are.
Ooh, yeah.
Depends how froggy we are. Yeah, we might do a pre-deadline show and then an actual deadline show. I don't know. We'll see.
Go ahead.
I'm
at the point of, should we bring back Game of the Week? I feel like we skipped a few weeks. We should probably get it back in here. Right?
We have, yeah. Now that we have some more of us able to do it, I feel like Game of the Week might actually happen.
Yeah, I'm kind of into it.
How you feel about it, Paul?
I'm kind of into it. I mean, the last one wasn't like a game of the week, but it was a score of the week.
So
it was a game of the week for one team, and an ass beating for another.
Yeah.
So we will be posting in the forums to let you know if and when we do the game of the week, and then I will be posting in the forums to let you know how many shows we'll be doing next week, whether we'll do 2 or 1. So, but we do thank everybody for tuning in, and look forward to seeing you guys again next week.
Keep it classy, Scrub Hunters. Keep it classy.
Don't tell me how to live my life.